Hello and welcome to the Sideboard here at the StarCityGames.com Open Series in Providence, Rhode Island. I'm Ken Crocker here with Adam Ezegelian. How you doing, Adam?
I'm doing good,
So we're here to talk about your Sultai Chord of Calling, one of just mastery deck here.
Yeah. So it's kind of like Silumgar's toolbox.
Okay.
And basically, the standard format at this point is so diverse that you have a lot of sideboard cards, like Reclamation Sage, something along the lines of Dune Wake Giant, you have Drowned Tsar or something.
Sure.
And so when you're playing something like Chord of Calling, you can find whatever you need.
So we saw some Chord of Calling decks at the Pro Tour. We saw, Red Green Bees, but you decided to go Sultai with yours. Mm-hmm. And let's talk about some of the, you got your usual Summon Caryatids, Course of Prefix. Right. Everyone plays those cards.
At the end of the day,
those cards aren't why we're
is
here.
Exactly.
Why are we here? Well, we're here for the sweet one-ofs.
Right.
So let's start naming some off. We got a Dragonlord's Sulumgar.
Yep.
And we got Sulumgar the Drifting Death for the flavor fail.
Of course.
Okay.
If you have both in play, the time-space continuum just kind of collapses.
Everything crashes down. Yeah. So we got a Hornet Queen and a Reaper of the Wilds.
Yes.
All right, so those seem like your more like mid-rangey kind of.
Yeah. Reaper's been really good, just as like I don't need anything specifically, so he'll scry to draw to what you need, or just kind of like value stuff. And being only 4 mana, cording for 4 is not really usually that bad. So
sure. Yeah. And then we got some really sweet ones. So let's start here with a clever Impersonator.
Yes.
So when you're cording up, I assume you're cording it up most of the time.
Most of the time, yes.
What are you looking to copy? Like, all right. What is the sweetest thing you've copied
Some of the sweet ones. You can copy an Ugin. Usually pretty good.
4 mana Ugin?
Yeah.
Not bad.
Copying a Hornet Queen is great. Copying their Dragonlord Silumgar to take it and then Legend Rule it out. It's kind of like an evil twin kind of thing. Copying their Silumgar, so then they have to like Crux on dragons and kill their own Silumgar. Copy your Icefall Regent, tap your Icefall Regent down. The possibilities are endless.
They're just endless. They're literally any card your opponent will play.
Yeah.
So then we got a couple of smaller creatures here that you also cored up for. You got one Rakshasa Death Dealer.
Yep.
And one Ruthless Ripper?
Ruthless Ripper. Now this is a signed by the artist foil Ruthless Ripper. So it probably is better than the average Ruthless Ripper, I would say.
I can't doubt that.
But yeah, basically, playing 3 Chord of Calling in your mid-range deck where you have 6 and 7 drops can get pretty clunky. Sure. So you can turn your Chord of Calling into a similar to Cryptic Command-ly hard to cast removal spell and find a Ruthless Ripper and just kind of throw it under the bus.
You just throwing that guy right there. He's just dead. Yeah. Speaking of throwing guys in front of things, we also seem to have the Hornet Nest technology that was also at the Pro Tour as well.
It's just the best thing if you want to be blocking.
And then we don't have a 2 of here, but we have we don't have a 1 of. We have a really sweet 2 of that you cord for. So you got Prophet of Krufix.
So basically, Prophet of Krufix, originally it was a 3 of.
Okay.
And, just due to the clunkiness and the printing of Sidisi Undead Vizier, the 5-drop slot started to get a little clunky, so it's 2 now. But this card is unbelievable. For one, you have to kind of use a removal spell on it right away.
Sure.
And in most situations, you can kind of wait until they're tapped out to play it, so you get a free spell out of it. So you might say a free 2/3 is not really that great, but let's say they go to kill it. Now you can chord for something in response. You can flash in your Sidisi and exploit your Prophet for ultimate 2-for-1 technology.
This is deep.
There are a lot of crazy lines with the deck, and Prophet really shines in those like grindy mid-range. You're like Sidisi Whip, you're like Big Abzan, that kind of matchup. And against control, a lot of the time, they'll kill it right on the spot because they don't want you to flash in creatures and stuff. Yeah. But at the end of the day, they just downfall the 2/3.
Yeah, you're not taking a lot.
Be it a 5 mana 2/3, but a 2/3 at that. And so in the sideboard, we have Fenax, God of Deception.
Yeah, that was the spicy one in the sideboard we wanted to talk about. So Fenax comes in against 2.
Yeah, not to jump the gun or anything, but
it's your show.
Fenax has been incredible in the grindy mid-range matchups. And sometimes you could just slam a Phenax on turn 5, and if you went Courser and Caryatid, it's pretty much a Jace Memory Adept at that point. But you can't downfall it or anything like that. Like, pretty hard to deal with.
So Phenax is better than Jace Memory Adept.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
what
much.
You're trying to say.
Yeah, as a blanket statement, in a vacuum.
Sometimes when we have these deck techs, we have like a really sweet deck, but it doesn't do so well. But actually, this one has apparently some pedigree behind it. So last weekend you finished
X11 at States.
At States, so you finished 9th
yes.
on the breaker.
Yeah, we kind of bubbled there a little bit.
So this is actually hidden coming into the weekend. No one knew about it.
Right.
So this is your goal. Now, finally, I would be remiss if I didn't actually mention that obviously that you are on American Idol.
Yes, that is correct.
So I have to ask the following question to kind of put you on the spot.
All right.
You got a choice. Mm-hmm. You can top 8 American Idol.
All right, that sounds pretty good.
Or you can top 8 the next SCG Invitational.
Interesting. Now that's tough. So you got your pros and cons. Not to, no pun intended with the cons part. But, with American Idol, top 8ing would mean I got to spend more time with my friends that I made over there.
Sure.
So that would be sweet. And, you really don't have any guarantees going into the top 8 of American Idol.
Yeah.
So what you're looking at there is more of a top 12. They cut to a top 12 there. And that's when you start, really being, on a reality TV show.
Sure.
And less of, a competition show.
Yeah.
And so I ended up in the top 16. So I kind of lost my winning in there.
Yeah.
Didn't even, cash.
You didn't even cash. You min-cashed at best.
Yeah. And I was actually doing the math before. And if you count up the rounds,
sure.
I went 10 and 11.
Oh.
Which is not good at all.
No, you can't top 16 a tournament at 10-11.
At 10-11. So when you think about it that way, top 8ing the Invitational would be great. I'd love to see my face on a token, which is always the sweet prize at the end, and of course going to the Players Championship would be great. But I'd have to go with top 8ing the American Idol.
All right, I guess I'll let it slide. Well, thank you, Adam. Thank you for citing us in from
Thanks
the sideboard.
for having me.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, stay tuned for more action here at the Star City Games Open in Providence, Rhode Island.